Let's get back to Byron Murphy because I'm excited about this guy as well. So here's the thing about Byron Murphy. Out of Texas. Texas actually has two guys in this draft. The other guy jumped off the screen for me, and let me get his name so I don't screw this up. Tavondre Sweat. So I'm watching the tape and I'm thinking like, oh, it's this guy, right? And then I realized, oh no, it's number 90. It's 6 foot 297. Okay, he's got a ton of buzz around him, and there's a couple guys he reminds me of. So let me give you his stats: 29 tackles, 5 sacks, and it's all simple sack stuff. Like he's just a great leverage player. Okay. My 2 cents: leverage athlete, being 6 foot tall, but uses it in certain situations. Certain situations he plays tall. Explosive off the ball. I don't have his numbers in front of me, but really the big thing is he's not trying to be anything he's not. He's really good at the basics. He plays the nose tackle at 6 foot. Can you play the nose tackle? He reminds me, I don't know if everybody's going to remember this name. He reminds me of a guy named Cedric Darby who played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I forgot what draft he was in, but he was a relatively high draft pick. And he ended up playing there for a couple years, and he went to Seattle, played for the Seahawks, and he was their starting like 3 technique. And I'm just telling you, this guy I tell you personally, he gave me fits everywhere he was, because when you're 6 foot, right around 300 pounds, and you can move, you can get under armpits and really start doing that rip up field and turn. We're going to see it on tape with this guy a little bit. And again, I don't look for highlights. I look for plays. I try to take plays in context and understand whether or not this player is going to be effective at the next level. So, leverage is the new short, as we talk. Like when guys were 6'5", 340, you got a 6 foot player that just say he was short. Then you saw like James Harrison, obviously Aaron Donald. It's like, oh no, they play with great leverage. So we use leverage as the new short now. But here we go. So you see he takes on the double, which allows allows the linebacker to come through and try to make the play. Doesn't get blown off the ball. Right? Has the guard in the center fighting against him because he knows how to attack a single man on a double team block. Ends up falling down, but kind of getting his hand on the play. Now, this shouldn't work. This offensive lineman for Alabama had a bad day against this kid. And you can see here, he's got the Alabama guard has left hand, should punch and extend, shouldn't be able to grab the back of that jersey, should be able to extend the arm. But this is the thing with a leveraged 6 foot, 300 pound player that's got a little wiggle to him. He can get here and then rip left arm and get to the quarterback. And so again, he gets a quarterback pressure. Worst off for the lineman's flat on his face, and he goes, you immediately have to bank that. If it was early in the game, like, oh man, I got a real problem here, because he just defeated what should have been an easy win for me. Now, here's the thing. Against double teams, you see his body height immediately, even though sometimes he gets in a 4-point stance, he almost stands up and gives you that chest, okay? And he's not really doing a great job of attacking with hands, helmet, right, with a better shoulder pad, hip hinge level. He's almost like he's taking advantage of his height, but he's not using his height to his advantage. He gets blown off the ball here pretty well by, obviously a very, very good team with the Alabama squad. But you want to see guys lean into like their superpowers. And for a 6 foot defensive tackle, nose tackle, your superpower is that you're 6 foot tall. You're either because you either can't play because of it, or it's your superpower. Like Aaron Donald and Cedric Darby decided it was their superpower and they were really good because of it. Some guys will be like, oh, I'm not big enough to play in the National Football League because of it. But this guy's got to lean into it a little bit more and use that leverage. Now, you got to fight pressure. So I show this. I'll back it up one more time. If that was too much, I'll do it again. So they got like an ace block between the center and the left guard. And the left guard's going to try to stay square. You see his hands are outside, first off. That's kind of the one thing that immediately always stands out is, do you get your hands on the center's chest? Because the center's got one hand snapping the ball. So at least you got to think that left hand should be beating his right, and it's not, okay? The second thing is here, the center is able to turn, and now when the center's shoulder pads are facing backside towards the opposite sideline, you got to be able to play over the top here, fight the pressure, and get into the hole. You can't let a guy wheel you. In the National Football League, with guys who have better hands, better hand placement, and can stay square to the line of scrimmage, you're going to have a real hard time if you can't fight this pressure and get over the top. You see 95 doing actually a better job of it on the backside there. Now, I love this. This is exactly what you're looking for when you're looking to draft a guy like Mike Murphy. So we got the double, and he drops to a knee, but he absolutely destroys any double team between the center and the left guard. They're both standing there doing nothing. Center can't get off. That leaves the linebacker free, which is really the point of you attacking that double team properly. He actually eats up both guys. He attacks the guard. So even though he hits a knee, he pops back up because of that leverage and athleticism, pops back up and ends up getting in on this play. That's a fantastic play. And if you're looking to bring in a guy, you want to bring in a guy that shows that on tape consistently, right? It's not just about the splash. Like everybody sees the Aaron Donalds and the J.J. Watts, and they go, oh, we want to see all this great stuff. There's only like generationally a handful of guys that can play like that. So guys that can destroy double teams, keep your linebackers clean, and then give you a little bit in pass rush, very, very valuable players. We see here, I think he's on. Let me go back here. So just tries to work a rip off the right tackle, but you see a lot of times it's always hard because like the Texas team in this game are running a lot of TT stunts and whatnot. So you don't know sometimes, is he like holding up and reading? Is he trying to spy the quarterback? Is he just deciding to rush late? Like why are you running into the guy? Why are you not attacking the guy's angle, trying to get him to turn, trying to get him to do something? You've already shown that this player is going to have a hard time against you, especially that right guard who's standing up half the game. So we see here, now he takes the center, I believe, simple leverage rush, gets that rip, gets through, and this is what like a 6 foot, 300-pound quick player can do to guys in the National Football League. Like this works, like this travels very, very well. He can do this right away and just get pressure. He actually got held there, but gets pressure on the quarterback, gets the ball away. So he's responsible for moving that guy off. Might not go down as a single statistic in the game, but when you're watching stuff and like how the game actually works, that is very, very important. It's mission critical for a lot of defenses. So he beats the guy so badly here that he's on his ass. We're talking about the center now. He's got, face mask in the grass. Guard's got to come over and clean it up, which he does. But you look, the center's on his ass, right? So one-on-one, he's got some quicks to him. You feel pretty good about how he's doing against the center in particular. We showed a couple on the right guard as well. So anytime you got to get the cleanup, again, doesn't register as anything, but that's a hell of a good play. Now, at 6 foot, 297 pounds, 6 foot, whatever he is, 300 pounds, can you threaten the bull? Now, I'm not cherry picking plays. I just watch plays and I'm asking the questions, right? Because we did just see him beat the center, but now he has to go actually bull, and this center does a pretty good job of just dropping anchor. Now, granted, he is 7-8 yards deep, okay? So he can create a little bit of pressure there with his leverage, with his power. I think he's a very strong, it looks like a very strong player. I don't know what his numbers are, but he looks like a very low body, powerful, explosive player. So I think at that weight, he's still going to be able to move some guys. My problem is when he gets to the Frank Ragnows of the world, like the 320-pound centers, I don't know what that's going to look like. But I do like him a lot. I do like his game. I don't think he's a first-round guy, but like at 41, you go like, oh, he's not going to start on this team. And I think when you talk about like a first-round draft, he needs to be starting on this team. I don't know that he starts on this team, but I certainly like him. And, you start looking at some guys over the last couple of years that you draft, and I think everybody might say that Devontae Wyatt's got a higher upside because of just size. But I could flip that argument and say, with the right guys around Byron Murphy, because he's clearly explosive lower body. He's, powerful. He's clearly understands like his leverage rushes, and you're going to get singled up enough where if you just learn how to attack uh, armpits of guards and use that leverage to get underneath them and just try to get that edge, you're going to cause a lot of havoc, and you're going to you're going to make the quarterback flush the pocket, or you're going to actually get up and get hits and sacks enough times where you come out of the season, you got 5, 6, 7 sacks, couple pressures. You did good in the run game, and you're a very, very valuable piece of the puzzle, right? As opposed to a guy again who's got a ton of potential and this and that and the other thing. So I guess the theme's kind of when we look at these guys again, you're trying to project. And what I see is I see a guy that from an NFL standpoint, from a pass rush standpoint, and to a certain extent, some of the run stuff, got a lot of work to do. Will get blown off the ball if he doesn't play with lower leverage, lower pad level. But having said that, it's there. He shows it on tape. Just got to be more consistent. But he does have some NFL ready pass rush stuff, which is super important.